unmistakable sound of AC/DC. That is brand new AC/DC called A Shot in the Dark. And by the way, that is from their brand new album, Power Up. And Shasta, you know, that's my favorite band of all time.
Oh, absolutely,
AC/DC.
yes. Yeah.
And I've been walking on cloud nine all week long because we have AC/DC on the line right now. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good there, guys.
Well, that's great. And by the way, this is a real treat today. Cliff Williams is joining us this morning. How you doing, Cliff?
Awesome.
All right. Well, Cliff, you sound like you're a man of few words.
Pretty much, yeah.
Brian, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Listen, I've got some hard-hitting questions for you.
Bring it on, big boy.
All right, because my time is kind of limited here, so I'm just kind of curious. How did this happen? How did AC/DC get back together again?
Something, probably nobody thought would happen, but, it was about 2018, and Angus was contacted by the record company, said, do you fancy doing an album? And Angus said, well, let's ask the boys, So, he asked me and Cliff and Phil, and Stevie was there, obviously, and I think we all said yes immediately. We just said, oh, this would be great. And, of course, we went off to Vancouver in about August just to see what would, I didn't know what anybody thought would happen, but as soon as we walked in, there was this just electricity, this lovely vibe, this bond that had been built up over 38 years or something then, since I joined. And of course, when the boys plugged in or powered up, if you'll excuse the pun, and they started playing, that was it. This, we were just all made up. It was a great time, for us.
We're talking to Brian Johnson of AC/DC and Cliff Williams. Cliff, how'd you feel about working on the brand new record?
Oh, I was really excited to do it. The last Rock or Bust was due to be my last fling, and that was a tough tour to finish. But when I heard that Brian and Phil were back, I was super excited to join in.
And we've already heard one track. We debuted it this week on The Bone, Shot in the Dark. The album is called Power Up, and the album is due November 13th. Brian, what can you tell us about the album?
Well, it's, the basic thing is, what is true is the fact that Angus and Malcolm had done riffs together all their life, and they literally had a big box of them, and Angus said he basically just went through them all, and he went, oh, that's a good one, this is a good one, and he brought them out. So it really is true that Malcolm's on there, basically in spirit and all of that, and he's so strong. Such a strong character as he, in life, and I think everybody in the band still felt him. Everybody, especially Angus, his brother. He's in everything, and I think we're always conscious of that he's look, watching over. We're going, you better do it right. You better do it AC/DC style, or just not do it at all. And the songs came in with Angus came in with them and all of that, and worked with the producer, and he took for my part, the vocal part. I went into just a regular little control room, and we just went for it, and take it back, and Angus would have a listen and see if there was anything needed changing. But basically, the songs were just almost set up for, there was just changes here and there. That's obvious, that's going to happen, but there wasn't much. I didn't know about you, Cliff, but...
Yeah, well, we'd sit and routine them in the playroom and figure it out. And Brendan was really, Brendan's an awesome producer and a great musician in his own right, and
a card shop. Don't forget that.
And that's right, and a card shop who changes the rules on it every time.
Take all the money up.
So it came together really well. Also, Brendan's a great motivator. He keeps it going. And the end result is, this is, as soon as you hear it, this is an AC/DC record.
Now, with that, here comes a tough question. At the end of the Rock or Bust tour, it didn't end well. Brian, you didn't finish the tour. My question to you guys, will there be a tour after this album?
Well, we talked about playing some shows when we got together to shoot a video and do some rehearsals. It was with an idea idea of playing some shows. Unfortunately, we all went home after that rehearsal and conversations, and then this damn virus hit, it was never taken any further. So we've, like everybody, everything's on the shelf, but we would love to get out and play live.
And then I guess what's really screwing this up as well is COVID-19 hit, and it just halted everything.
Yeah.
What have you guys been doing to pass the time?
It's just frustrating as hell. It's, what can I say that's even interesting? Just trying to make life bearable, just doing things. It's getting a bit better now, but in the early days when it was complete lockdown and stuff like that, it was just... you had to make your own fun in the house, and you call people a lot. I think Zoom people, but it stopped everybody in their tracks. Especially us. We were so excited to get together in Holland. Where we rehearsed for about 3 weeks, and it was just, we were so happy with what was coming out, and just like Cliff said, we just flew back and thinking it was somebody else's virus. It's not going to happen to us. But boy, oh boy, that was wrong. It spread pretty quick, So
yeah, the conversation. It was starting when we were just about to leave Amsterdam. We were getting the news about it, and it was like, well, it's flu. And then we'll bang.
We're talking to Brian Johnson and Cliff Williams of AC/DC. Hey, a very significant anniversary just passed. The number one album of all time, in my opinion, is AC/DC's Back in Black. To date, it has sold over 53 million copies. When you were in the studio recording it, did it feel special when you were making that record?
Yeah. It was Brian's first work with us, and it just felt magic. It was really good.
It's still, I listen to it today, and it still sounds fresh, the songs, and they do, when I listen to Back in Black, it sounds like some young kids come out with something that he wants to say, and he wants to say it loud and proud, and it was a heck of an album that none of us, I guess, nobody goes in to do a bad album, and nobody goes in to do one of the best-selling albums ever. You just never think it's, you never think it's possible. But it's just been fantastic for us, and for the kids, the young fans, right? Some of them like 12, 13, and they know every lick on that flipping album. All the words. I know. It's quite amazing, and it's you've got to keep pinching yourself and saying, that's me on there. It's not easy to explain.
What's the best part about being a member of AC/DC?
Oh, the fact that the fans just stick by you through thick and thin. It's very important to any band to have a bedrock like that. And AC/DC are just, it's cast iron. With the fans, they're just the best.
All right. Conversely, what's the toughest part about being a member of AC/DC?
Well, they never used to be. It's just since they got iPhones, cell phones, and social media, which I'm not on, and I don't even have a cell phone, an iPhone.
Oh, you don't have a cell phone? Why don't you like cell phones?
The privacy bit, because we're always quiet. AC/DC always, lived under the radar, as it were. All the boys, when I joined them, they lived, well away from the hoopla and, the special parties for opening up things or whatever it is. The boys always kept well below the radar, and it was, it was happy. It was fun in them days, carefree. And then cell phones came along and it all up. So.
What about you, Cliff? What's the best part?
Yeah, the best part is playing with these guys for over 40 years. And I mean, the original, Angus, Brian, Phil, God bless Mel, but Stevie now, is playing the music together, particularly live. Well, live. The live thing is the best. The worst for me is the travel at the end of a 2-year tour.
Well, listen, you guys have been more than generous with your time, and I'm going to let you go. Look forward to the brand new album, November 13th. Love you. AC/DC. Brian Johnson, Cliff Williams.
Thank you.
Lovely speaking with you, and I hope to see you soon.
Thanks, Brian.
You bet.
Thanks, Cliff.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. There you go.
Wow, that was
amazing.
Right?
Oh, my God. The bit about the
and-
whole iPhone situation.
Boy, he's worse than Tonelli.
Listen to you guys.
You guys are two peas in a pod.
Yeah, how about that?
You're just like Brian Johnson,
Yes,
Paul.
oh, yeah, ruined everything.
The social media effed everything up. I'll have to paraphrase for him. All right. I freaking love those guys, man.
Oh, that was incredible.
Love AC/DC.